The NBA is finally back, and new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite player and prop bets you can make on DraftKings, home of the NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something as simple as picking your team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bet. First time new DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code MONEYMOVES. That's Money Moves for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He is your favorite 85 from Liberty City. That's where from Liberty City. Bengals Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson, but everybody just calls him Ocho. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. And remember, every subscriber counts. And Ocho and I want to personally thank you for helping us get to where we've gotten to thus far. We really appreciate your support. We appreciate your love, your loyalty, and everything in between. Go check out Shea by LaPortier. We have it in stock, and we are taking pre-orders. If we're not currently in a state near you or city, you can order it online, and because we have it in stock, we'll probably be able to get it to you in somewhere between 2 and 5 days, depending on where you ordered it from. Please go follow my media company page on all platforms. That's Shay Media, and my clothing company 84. That's 84 being spelled out. Our newest release drops tomorrow, which is Friday. Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have two very special guests joining us later tonight. We have Busta Rhymes and The Miz. But first, let's talk about the game. So, behind 4 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford, the Rams get a win on Thursday Night Football, improve to 3-4, and the Minnesota falls to 5-2 after losing consecutive ball games. The Rams got a safety on a missed face mask call. Sam Darnold was sacked in the end zone, but it was clearly a face mask. And I don't know how the official that's standing 2-3 feet away from him missed that. So now it goes from an 8-point to a 10-point game, and the Rams get the ball back, and they were able to seal the victory by taking knees because the Vikes were out of timeout. Ocho. Remember, we say all plays aren't created equal. Well, Shannon, there have been plenty of missed calls throughout the course of the game. Yeah, if you missed that call in the first quarter, you got 3.5, 4 quarters to overcome it. When you down 8 and you miss that call, Ocho,
you can't overcome that. There's a difference in the game.
It is. It was a big difference in the ball game. And look, Matthew Stafford played really well tonight. Puka Nacua, now you see why Cooper Kupp is on the trade block. You got a younger guy that's less expensive, and that's the way sports work. It's just like that in the real world. If you get somebody that's younger, somebody's been there 10, 15 years. You get somebody that's younger, that's on a cheaper salary, that can do the job just as well, if not better.
And get the same production.
What you're starting to see.
Yeah.
There's really no loyalty. You talk about loyalty in sports. Ain't a whole lot of loyalty in jobs.
It never has been. Never has been. That's the way this is. This is a dirty business. It always has been a dirty business. But for some reason, fans are always fooled into believing that it's a fair game for the players. And the first thing they bring up is, well, the players make millions of dollars. But they always ignore the business side of things. Again, I'll state it again. Cooper Kupp didn't have a great game tonight, but Puka Nacua did. He picked up where he left off. Matthew Stafford, if I'm not mistaken, coming into this game, he only had 3 touchdown passes in the past whatever weeks it might have been. And tonight, with a healthy Cooper Kupp and a healthy Puka Nacua, has 4 tonight. The offense looked completely different. So with Cooper Kupp being on the trade block, with them going from what was it, the 2-5 to not what 2-4 to now 3-4, if I'm not mistaken. I think that with that being their record now, I think that's off. Because now you have to think last year they went on an 8-game stretch of winning 7 of the last 8. So who's to say that they can't do that now that everybody is back healthy? So I think, and obviously last year they made the playoffs and finishing 10-7, if I'm not mistaken, and made the playoffs. So they might can go on a run now and do the same thing, especially from an offensive standpoint, as good as they're playing.
The question is, if somebody willing to give me the high draft pick that I seek for Cooper Kupp, then I do the deal.
Because Tampa Bay absolutely will. They have nothing. They have nothing. Okay.
They absolutely don't.
Let me clear this. Chris Godwin is out. Mike Evans is out. It's always next man up. But the next man up is not going to give you the production that your Mike Evans or your Chris Godwin would. Having a Cooper Kupp to come in the offense that I'm sure he's familiar with, because much doesn't change from team to team outside of the language and the plays that are called. That's pretty much it. So,
and I think that guy was with Sean McVay, so that might be the same offense.
Bingo.
And so they might pretty much use the same language. And the thing is, Ocho, when they say next man up, you might be talking about one man. You don't really talk about 2. You don't hope you got, I got another guy that plays behind Chris Godwin that can be the next man. I got a guy that plays behind Mike Evans that can be the next man. Most teams don't have 2 guys that are going to be the next man. You might have one. You might have a diamond in the rough where somebody goes out and the guy can come in and give you very similar production. But the likelihood you having 2, 3 guys like we see some of these teams, and that's why Kansas City made the deal. I mean, you're out Rashee Rice. You're without Hollywood Brown. And you get, Pacheco, not Kareem Hunt's come in and did an unbelievable job. But the likelihood of you having multiple guys that can be next man up and give you the kind of production that the guys that you were counting on to give you that production is not very likely. So my question, the thing that I have for the Rams is that, what is the likelihood, Ocho? Let's just say, for the sake of argument, if we were to keep Cooper Kupp, is what's our chance? Can we win it all? Because once you won it all, the only question is, can you win it all again?
You know what? I say it all the time. And for those of you that in the chat, football doesn't start. Football season doesn't start. Meaningful football. Let me add that to it. Meaningful football doesn't start until after Thanksgiving. And with them being 3-4 now, to me, how the Rams organization and Sean McVay are looking on the inside, hell, if we went on a run and won 7 of our last 8 last year, it made the playoffs at 10-7. Who's to say we can't do it now and go on a run and go on a tear? I think it's possible.
And because the 49ers are not what they were, you see Seattle, you're right there with them. You see the Cardinals, you're right there with them. And so maybe that changes your outlook also. Now, if you were like where the 49ers were, they were 6-1, maybe 7-1 at this point last year, you're like, we're not catching them. And so now, because there's a chance you can win the division, there's a chance you will get if you win the division, obviously you get a home game. So maybe that changes the thought process. But normally, when somebody's on the trade block, they don't pull them off. Especially if I can get what I want to get. Right. Kansas City walked away because they wanted a high draft pick, and they wanted the Rams to put some of that salary bill. Rams like, nah, we gonna hold on. We still got 12 days, November the 5th, which is election Tuesday. So we're gonna hold on, and we'll see what shakes out. Maybe, I hate saying this, but you know what, Ocho? Maybe somebody else that think they got a good chance to make the playoffs or make a deep run, a receiver gets nicked.
Yeah. I mean, so, just looking at it, the only thing that makes sense to me, obviously, Tampa Bay, who has a winning record and probably wants to still continue to give Baker an outlet, somewhat of a security blanket, and someone he can actually get the ball to. I mean, you just have to do something like that. And I'm sure Baker has spoke to management and spoke to the people upstairs. Obviously, the head coach and the offensive coordinator about getting another target in there so that offense can still have some type of consistency and rhythm with a receiver that he can count on consistently down in and down out. And listen, it might happen, but again, if you take Cooper Kupp out of that offense, who was double tonight, I think then Puka Nacua now gets that attention. But Sean McVay's offense is so creative and so creative in being able to find ways to get Puka Nacua open. I think they would be fine if they were to trade Cooper Kupp.
You see, Cooper Kupp has 5 for 51 on the touchdown. Demarcus Robinson had 2 catches for 35 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyron Williams even chipped in and had a touchdown catch. So they do a great job of spreading the ball around. Tutu Atwell, who's played well.
Yeah, Matt underthrew
it. Stafford underthrew it. Yeah. And so, yeah, they do a great job of spreading the ball around. The tight ends chipped in tonight, had some big catches. Hunter Long had 1 for 18. Atwell had 1 for 18. Kobe Parkinson had 2 for 17. That offense is really predicated on spreading the ball around. Now, the hot man, they're going to feed you, because we remember that Triple Crown season that Cooper Kupp had. And he's had some other seasons which he's played well, but not that historic season that he had during that Super Bowl run. So I like this offense. And, maybe you're right. Maybe that changes things, because the 49ers is not as powerful as we thought they were going to be, and they're not dominating that division. And so they're like, hold on, we got a whole bunch of teams. Anybody can win it. The Cardinals can win it. Seattle can win it. We can win it. 49ers could get healthy. They can win it. But maybe that does change, Ocho. Maybe that does change how they see themselves moving forward. And maybe you're right. Maybe they do pull Cooper Kupp back off the trade block. But if they get a 3rd round pick for him, Ocho, I think they're gonna let him go, because Sean McVay says, you know what, we got Puka, we got Demarcus Robinson, we got Atwell, we can spread it around enough, and we can make plays. Or look, Kyron Williams running the football. He ran the ball decent tonight. They balanced it up. Defensively, they're okay. They're not great, obviously, when you lose one of the historically great defensive players of all time in Aaron Donald, but they still can get after your quarterback. But I would love to have seen what would have happened, Ocho, if we get that's a face mask. You can't miss that call in that spot at that moment in that area, because not only do you give them 15 yards at a first down, you that's 2 points for the opposing team, and you give the other team the ball. So you did 3 bad things. We don't get 15 yards at the first down. You give them 2 points, and you give them the ball. I'm like, well, damn. What the hell were you looking at? Bro, look, I understand. You okay. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to catch no. Oh, they like, hell, we try to get this red eye. Because they at LA, they got a red eye that's probably leaving, going wherever they going at 10:30, 11 o'clock. So they're like, hell, get out here, get shower. We could be at the airport, get this red eye. We get home in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Hey, we stepping off a plane. But the Rams win 30-20 over the Vikes. The Vikes dropped their 2nd straight games. They were undefeated heading into last week. No longer. They lose two consecutive games to fall to 5-2.
To 2 good teams now. 2 good teams. But obviously the Rams look good tonight because they have everybody back healthy on offense. That goddamn Jeff. Before we go on, with that goddamn Justin Jefferson, man, Lord have mercy.
They find a way to get him the ball, Ocho. He in this offense is what Cooper Kupp is in the Rams offense, when Cooper Kupp, because that's what Kevin O'Connell came from. And so they find ways to get him the ball. They put him in the slot. They'll stack him. They put him in motion. They line him up outside. Now, he lines up way more outside than Cooper Kupp does. Definitely. Cooper Kupp is mainly a slot, mainly the motion guy. But they will do a lot of different things with Justin Jefferson. He's a good route runner. Cooper Kupp is a really good route runner, because the thing is, when you play in this offense and they're going to throw you this many balls, Ocho, you got to be a good route runner, because the quarterback got to know where you're going to be. You can't be drifting. You can't be doing your own thing, because Jefferson's going to get somewhere between 150 and 175 targets.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't imagine. So I don't even want to talk about it.
With them that many targets, or that many catches. Like I think the most catches they had in the season was 97. 97. I just think about, I look at some of the players, 144, 133 catch. I'm like, but God damn, I'm crazy. If I was in that type of offense, what would my numbers have been if I was able to get that many opportunities to catch the damn ball? Like, that's crazy. The way the game has changed, to date.
Well, you gonna get more hits. Well, it's hard to give somebody those kind of targets when they mainly play outside. Right. If you look at the guys that normally get that kind of catches, they normally play a lot. They play a lot of the slot. You look at AB, you look at Michael Thomas, you look at Cooper Kupp, you look at the guys that get those kind of catches. Ocho, you ain't just playing outside because I can't scheme, I can't diagram enough plays outside the numbers. I've got to get you some catches in the between the hashes. I've got to get you, some jailbreak screens. I got to get you a lot. I got 100. I think 180, 190 targets, Jesus. Ocho? That's a lot of damn targets, man. That's at least 10 to 11 targets a game.
I mainly played on the outside. I didn't really do much. I didn't do much damage on the inside. TJ Houshmandzadeh obviously was an animal. He was an animal in there, being able to read zone. Honestly, and I could be honest with you. There's a certain being inside like that. It was a certain uncomfortability for me. I don't know why. I enjoyed being on the outside.
There's a lot of car wrecks in there.
I enjoy being on the outside, man to man. If you double team, and sometimes even with a double team, the first person, obviously, if there's a double team and you're playing 55 man, 2 or whatever it might have been, the person in front of me didn't exist. He didn't exist most of the time, even with the double, even with the safety shaded over on the hash. Carson knew whatever the route concept might have been, the person in front of me did not exist. It didn't exist.
Yeah. No, I'm going to beat him.
Man, didn't exist. So I'm running everything off John. Safety.
I'm going to beat him with my technique. You beat the second guy with the throw.
Bingo.
I got him. Don't worry about him. I got him. You take care of the safety with the throw.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't play on the inside much, because you didn't really have to put me in there for me to be able to get open. So if teams came in the game saying, you know what, we taking you out the game no matter what, we're not allowing you to do anything. There would be certain time where Carson would go off script, and right before I leave the huddle, I'm coming to you anyway. He just whispered, I'm coming to you anyway. So that let me know, okay, whoever's in front of me within arm's reach, it don't matter. You don't even count.
Right.
Because I'm running everything off the safety at that point. And obviously, just like you said, Carson with his arm was always able to, the throw would beat the second man every time.
Yeah. I think, and the thing is, like I said, when you play in the slot, you got to be really technical sound, because you can't drift. Because a lot of times, if you drift, that's going to be a headache for you. Because the quarterback got to protect you a lot. Because a lot of times you don't see, and you see a lot of time when guys back shoulder the slot guy, he's trying to tell you there's danger in front of you, bro. I'm saving you a headache. I'm saving you from having them come on the field and asking, are you okay? Where do you hurt? What's hurting? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to save you, because a lot of times the quarterback can see what you can't. And a lot of times those collisions are instantaneous. You catch, bam.
Every time.
At least, Ocho, when you outside, you got some time. But if you notice, you look at Edelman, you look at the guys that played the slots, the Wes Welkers, the Cooper Kupps, those guys, a lot of times it's catch, bang, bang, bang. And so you got to really, really take care of your body in there, because you're going to get hit a lot of times. And a lot of times it's going to be, you're going to get hit and you don't catch it. So, they try to put hats on you regardless, because they want to make it like, okay, damn, I don't know if I want to go back in there and catch that other one. But this Detroit hangover is a real thing. Teams are now 0-5 after playing the Lions this season, as the Vikes did this past Sunday. So after you play the Lions, go on and chalk that thing up. Ocho, life at the Cowboys practice facility is undergoing a lot of scrutiny this week. Big old profile on Jerry Jones and life of the Cowboys facility in general dropped on ESPN. The article focuses on how the Cowboys fans are allowed to tour the team's facility with a level of access that doesn't exist anywhere in football. These tours come at the expense of the players' and happiness and comfort. Several former Cowboys told ESPN that the tours one of the biggest distractions of working in Jerry's world, and contradictory to the Jones stated goals of ending the 29-year Super Bowl drought. The article, of course, comes with more than a couple of tone-deaf Jerry quotes, quotes, it's gold when those players go through our complex out there and see the fans. I ain't never seen nobody at work got excited because normally it happens on your day off. It doesn't normally, they don't normally have tours during the week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Normally, Ocho, normally, I don't know how it is. I can only speak two places. I've been in Denver, I've been in Baltimore. Normally it's Tuesday, or they'll come as we're starting to trickle out of there on a Saturday. But normally not when it's a normal work day. You're not having that. Jerry says, you know, the fan, the player, they love that. They love it. I've never heard any complaint. Really, Jerry? Hey, boss, let me tell you, I got a problem with you. I don't like the way you do. Come on, Jerry.
They're not going to say nothing. But again, you know, Jerry is the greatest salesman of all time.
I've never heard any complaints about the tours from staff. I've never heard any complaint of the tours from staff members or players, not one time. But the most important thing is it wouldn't make any. Thank you. Oh, think about what he said. He said he's never heard a complaint from about the tours from staff members or a player, not one time. But the most important thing is it wouldn't make a difference anyway, period, because overall they're swimming against the stream. If you search the article, the word zoo, it comes up 3 separate times. These tours apparently generate close to $10 million annually, which is why I keep saying, why does Jerry care if he wins a Super Bowl when he's going to generate 300 to 400 to 500 million regardless?
Every year.
Why does he care? Every year. Hell, he's getting 300 million just from the TV deal. Now, you see, this is separate from the TV deal. He has a deal with local radio station. He has a deal with local radio, TV station. AT&T has the naming rights. That's probably 20 million a year. All the other rights stuff that you see up in the stadium. He has his own individual merchandise deal. So he prints his own T-shirts. Somebody makes a great catch. Somebody makes a great run. Zeke jumping over somebody. Zeke eating. Jerry prints those shirts. Boom. They out just like that. So what's the incentive to win? Ocho, if you can make, let's just say for the sake of argument, you and I call it cut different. I got to go to work. But most people, if you say, you know what, whatever your salary is, we're going to double it and triple it, and you ain't got to go to work.
Well, I got to do something.
But a lot of people say, hold on, you going to pay me to do nothing? See, Jerry don't make money. See, it doesn't bother Jerry if he doesn't win. He gave y'all that. See, keep the fans. Now I can't tell the fans how I really feel. It's like he said, even if the players complain, even if staff members complain, it's not gonna make a difference. So that's the problem. Jerry, nobody gonna tell you the truth. I heard Dak say, "Nah, it don't bother me." Dak, stop.
Well, he can't say what he want to say. You know that.
Exactly. I get it.
PC. You got to. You ain't have no choice.
Especially him. And if you're there, you got to be PC. That's why a lot of these guys, that are no longer there, it's an issue. Bro, I ain't trying to say I'm there to work. It's not a zoo. It's not an amusement park.
Well, it is. Jerry's World is an amusement park.
Oh, it is for them. It is for him. But normally that's a place of work. We're going to work. Hold on. How many times do you hear players say, let's keep the main thing the main thing?
Come on now.
But the main thing to them is these tours and the money that it generates. Because I saw it had a package. You could play $30, you could play $50 or $70 or $90. And it's all the time. So you mean to tell me you couldn't do this on a Saturday? You can't do this on a Monday? You got to do this on a work day? Because, they're like, oh, I get a chance to see. I got a chance to see. I saw the back of Dak's head. Or I saw this guy.
And that's why, because he's doing it when the players are actually there, then you can ask, your asking price could be a little bit more because now you have access to be able to have visual contact or maybe even speak to the players. So it's different. So basically, Jerry's World is no different than Jurassic Park when they had the tour goddamn movie.
Yes.
Same concept.
If I go on a safari, Ocho, I want to see the elephants. I want to see the lions chase down the wildebeest or the gazelle. I want to see that. I want to see the cheetah get something. I'm going to see the hippopotamus. I want to go see the big 5 or the big 7, whatever, the Cape buffalo, the rhino, the hippo, the elephant, the lion, the whatever the case may be. I want to see that. So if I pay for that excursion, I'm expecting to see that.
See, you better than me. You can't put me on the excursion. You can't put me in no safari because I'm gonna be the one out the goddamn car.
You ain't
I'm,
getting out
I'm
of
gonna
that
be
car.
I'm
I
gonna,
ain't
I'm
even
gonna
worried
be the
about
one out
that.
the car trying to pet shit. I promise you.
Go ahead. I bet you won't.
All right.
Because they'll let you.
Huh?
And guess
Right.
what? And all you're going to see is real.
Think about that, son. Think about this, son. Think about all the crazy stuff I've done just in life in general.
You ain't doing, Ocho. You're not in a zoo. That's not
I
a
know.
petting zoo. That's real
That's
life.
what makes it that much more exciting. The adrenaline rush.
Yeah, you ain't getting out that
Huh?
car. I mean, yeah, I know you rode the
Yeah,
bulls,
yeah.
but see, them lions eat bulls. What you think they do to people?
Hold on. I ain't say nothing. I ain't getting out by no lions now.
What you getting out to do?
Everything else you said, I touch.
Hippopotamuses are more dangerous. The
Yeah.
river horse is more
You like,
dangerous
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah,
lion
yeah.
because they're so
And let me
territorial.
tell you something about hippos. They ain't got no lateral movement.
They run faster
Oh,
than
yeah,
you
they run
think.
about 20, 25, 30 miles an hour. Yeah, that's in a straight line. I
Mm-hmm.
said they ain't got no lateral movement. Hey, remember how Baby D was shaking maybe how Baby D in Friday was shaking
No, what you call Ice Cube was Day Day was
oh
shaking Baby
shit,
D.
they was shaking Baby D. That's how I'm gonna do the hippo.
Yeah,
Man, stop
yeah.
playing with me.
You do the right thing. Just sit in the Jeep that doesn't have a cover on it and just admire the beauty of the great land of Africa. Because that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm
Right,
gonna do. I ain't trying to pet
right.
nothing. I don't go to the zoo looking to
Mhm.
pet nothing. When they say you go to the zoo, well, I haven't been to the zoo in a
Right.
while, but when they say don't tap the
Yeah.
glass, I
Got
ain't
the
tapping
glass,
the
yeah.
glass. When they say don't feed the animals, I don't feed them. I listen to
Right.
what they say. I ain't trying to be no hero. I ain't trying to make no news. Oh, I did this, I did that. Because the first thing they do, just like when when they ended up killing Harambe,
Oh yeah, because
that big
the little boy
silverback.
went down in there.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
that's messed up,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Keep your eye on your kids.
Man, that was messed up, man.
Yeah, kill that. He ain't bothered. First of all, he shouldn't have even been in that
Right.
motherfucker. Right, that's first and foremost. I hate to see the animals. I hate seeing
Yeah.
them in there. I like to observe them in their natural
Habitat, right.
habitat because, yeah, they want to roam. They want to roam. These animals want to roam. I mean, lions can travel hundreds
Miles
of
a
thousands of
day.
kilometers.
A day.
And all he can do is
Right.
walk in there and that's him. He lit.
But
No,
when you think about it, I think about captivity, Unc. It's not a good thing. I'm not for it, especially when it came to killer whales being in captivity,
oh yeah,
understanding
yeah.
how they're treated. But I think about all the people that would love the opportunity that don't have the resources or the income or the revenue to be able to see some of these animals in their natural habitat. And so like
Natural Geographic. That ain't their natural
no, I'm
habitat.
saying that don't have the resources to fly and go see them in their natural habitat.
Good, that's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
There are a lot of stuff we ain't
Right,
gonna
right.
see.
But that's it's like so in a sense I kind of feel a little sympathetic for those that can't and have the ability to go to a zoo and see animals that they would never be able to fly to Africa or out the country to be able to see in their natural habitat. That's all. But I'm really not for captivity.
I ain't either. I was reading where a killer whale, was it San Antonio? The killer whale started pooping in the water and just started
Oh yeah,
splashing
yeah.
it on
I
people.
saw
I
that.
said, get him. Get
I
him.
saw that. I saw that.
Hell, I wish I could have been off to the side pooping in the water along with it so he could splash. Get y'all ass up
Yeah.
out of here. But Jerry boy, Jerry,
Hey,
Jerry man, Jerry just don't get it, Ocho. He don't. So you know what? Let him live his life as the ultimate PT Barnum, the greatest salesman, one of the greatest salesmen
all the time.
ever. And that's what he is. But he doesn't realize it. He knows he's in the way, but he can't help himself. He wants that credit. He wants that
Yeah.
adulation. It'd have been interesting to see. I want to know, does anybody know if he had these tours when Jimmy was there? Or when did they start
Well,
these?
I don't think it started until they got the Jerry's World.
Oh yeah, I think that no, that's not at Jerry's World. That's at Ford. That's at the Ford complex, huh? The Star. That's what they call it, the Star. But it is sponsored by Ford. Doesn't Ford have their name on the building? Yes. You see? Oh, you see? AT&T and Ford.
Mhm.
So he got two big
Right.
sponsors.
That's right, because he got a car. He got a car. He got the Ford car sitting inside of the Okay, you're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Cowboy drama doesn't stop there. Mike McCarthy clapped back at Jerry in a rare intermanagement
Whoa, whoa,
spat.
whoa,
First on
whoa. He
Tuesday.
did?
Check this out. First on Tuesday, Jerry went on the radio show saying, we're designing bad plays or we're designing bad concepts. The fact that there's so much of that, but there's also some execution issues. There's some of it, of the talent. Whoa. Oh, he said, I like our talent. I really do like our talent. I bet you do, because you selected it. You're never going to, Ocho, more times than not, people are not going to say it's my fault. Because if he said he didn't like the talent, what would that be? A direct indictment on him because he picks the talent. Mike McCarthy seemingly took the critique personally and responded to reporters on Wednesday saying, I talk to Jerry all the time. We have to go through self-scout. So I didn't see the comment specifically. I don't think we have bad concepts and bad plays. I'll go back and check.
See what I mean? What did Suge Knight say when he got on stage?
If you want to make a lot of money and don't want somebody dancing in your videos, come to Death Row.
People think Bill Belichick, if Mike McCarthy doesn't work out there, you think one of the greatest coaches of all time will come and join that circus so he can look like a clown too? Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
But I remember, hold on, Ocho, do you remember just a week ago when Jerry Jones threatened a man, when he was asking him about not signing Derrick Henry and some of the other things? You remember how Jerry snapped on him?
He was hot, boy.
But he quick to point the finger. We're designing bad plays, a bad concept. You don't know the difference. You don't know the difference between a screenplay and a screen porch. So what the hell are you talking about? Jerry, you fooled the people long enough. They hand you a sheet of paper. It says, okay, these are the guys that we're scouting. Jerry ain't watching no damn film. Oh, no.
So you don't think, you know what? I'm glad you just said that. How many owners in the NFL are actually football guys? I'm talking about literal football guys.
Even if they are football guys, they're not watching film. John Mara, he grew up, his daddy founded the Giants. He ain't watching no tape. The Rooneys, their dad and granddad founded that. He ain't watching no damn tape. First of all, you know Miss Virginia McCaskey, hell, she's 90+ years old. Her daddy was George Hallis. You know damn well she ain't watching no tape.
But they do have the green light to sign off on the players that they bring in and who they want.
Yes, but Will McClay and the scouting department is doing all of that. And they hand Jerry a sheet. Now, he might say, well, I like this guy better than that guy, but he ain't done no damn scouting. Jerry Jones ain't going to no seat. He might go down to Senior Bowl to drink. He go to the combine to drink and have the guys there. But Jerry, come on, man. Y'all know how this works. See, Jerry I remember I said this. He wants all the credit for the success and none of the blame. Now, he ain't say nothing about, this the concept. It's the play design. What about the players that you gave him? What about them running backs? You got 3 running backs, and Derrick Henry got 400 more yards than all 3 of them. How many more touchdowns does he have? Oh, but Derrick Henry wouldn't do that in our offense. Why? Because you know why? Because y'all dumb enough to not to know how to use him. You see what Minnesota, Baltimore did? Yeah. Put his ass in the capital I and not so much the offset, so we can maximize what Derrick Henry is.
That's funny.
Why would I use a shower curtain for a carpet? That's not what it was made for. You see, Jerry, that just goes to show me you don't know football. You just be talking and you convince people. Just because a lot of times people have a lot of money, people think they smart.
Yeah.
And Jerry is a fabulous businessman. I will not take that away from him because he's worth almost $16 billion. But Jerry don't know football. And just because I'm the general manager and I can do a great job at what? I tell you what, you so smart, fire Will McClay. Tell Will McClay, say, you know what, I don't want you to do no more scouting. Tell your scouting department, y'all take the year off. I got this. And let's see what you do.
Hey,
he probably draft 4 kickers.
Hey, you had a good one in there too. Now you not finna get away with that one. What you say about that shower curtain again? Let me put that in my notes. I ain't got my pen and pad. Hey, what?
No, Ocho. I'm just saying what I'm trying to say is that you got to use the person or the item for what you purchased it for. A shower curtain is meant to be, you use it as a shower curtain. You don't use it as carpet. You don't use it as a throw rug.
Come on, hold on.
So Derrick Henry is an eye back. Baltimore's scheme is basically offset eye, zone read. But they said, you know what? We're not getting our bang for our buck with Derrick Henry. Lamar's done a great job compromising some of his game because he plays better in the zone read. But look how this offense looked since they put D. Henry in the eye. They had him mainly in the offset eye in the zone read against Kansas City. Some of that against the Raiders. Put that man heels at 8. Let him see. He's sitting there. He can see the whole field because it's hard to see when you're on one side to see what's going on. That's why I put him in the eye. And he can scan. He can look. He looking straight ahead, but out of his peripheral, he can see. Okay, I see wherever this thing is going, how they're flowing. You see what he did? They put him in the eye. They tossed it. The other night when he went 81, he saw Winfield Jr. coming down. Woo! Go ahead, bye. Hit them burners on him. With 81. Now he didn't see the corner that came from the far. So it was on the offense's right. So it's the defense's left. He didn't see him until it was too late. But dude was booking. He met him at a point because when Henry was on this side, you can see him, Ocho. They all 22. You can see it. I'm gonna intercept him at a point. I don't even think saw him either. Aguilar, because Aguilar was running and he didn't see him till it was too late. By that time, Henry had already passed him, and then he took his legs out from under him. But, yeah, that just goes to show me. Dak took accountability today for the Dallas slow start offensively. I say I played average below, and average isn't good enough to win right now by any means. It's never been good enough for me. I can't say that I've been happy or excited after any of these games that I've played. I can play better, for sure, and I expect to. Completion percentage, in 2023, he was second at almost 70%. In 2024, he's 24th. Pass yards, he was third with over 4,500. Right now, he's 6th. He's 10th, But don't let that fool you, because think about how much they've been behind, and they've had to throw the ball to get back into the ball game. Pass attempts per game, he was pass yards attempt. He was 6th at 7.7, 7.2, which is 17th. Pass TDs, he was 36th, tied for first. He has 8 right now, tied for 15th. Touchdown to interception ratio, he was 36-9, which was second. Right now, he's 8-6, which is tied for 23rd. His passer rating was almost 106, and now it's 85.5, which is almost 86%, which is 21st. So you can see his numbers are down really across the board. And he, like you said, he says average. I think he's played below average. But you put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, Ocho, when you have no resemblance of a running game. And you ask him to just drop back and throw the ball time after time after time. And teams have said, you know what? Really, you only got one weapon. You don't have anybody else at the skill position that can beat us. You don't have a running back can beat us. You don't have, and I like Ferguson, but you don't have a tight end that can beat us, and you don't have anybody outside of CD that can beat us. So we're going to double him, and we'll take our chance with Tolbert. We'll take our chance with Ferguson. We'll take our chance with those 3 running backs because we don't believe anybody outside of CD can beat us. Offensive line don't block particularly well. They don't run block particularly well. They don't pass block particularly well. So, boy, you're in a bind. You got to be able to do one or the other pretty good, Ocho.
I say, well, hell, as bad as the Cowboys have played defensively, as bad as as subpar as the offense have been playing as well, I see them actually coming out the bye and having a good game. Having a good game against the 49ers, who do have a good defense, but they're depleted on the offensive end by so much. This is a game that the Cowboys can win. It's a game that they can win, especially if they can get ahead. I think they're going to be fine. So if you're a betting man, listen to me. I'm not saying I had the script or anything, but I know and I have a feeling that the Cowboys are going to come out. They're going to win this game and probably string of, I'm not going to say string a few games along. But coming off the bye, I think they're going to win this game against the 49ers.
How they going to protect them against Leonard Floyd and Bosa? How you going to protect them?
Listen.
And even though they might not have them, the one thing the 49ers can still do is run the football. What can't the Cowboys do? Stop the run. So I think the 49ers feel good. Obviously, they'd love to have their weapons on show. You down Debo, you down Ayuk, you down Jennings. You might be down Kittle, who has a sprained foot. We'll see how that thing plays out. You're without Christian McCaffrey, but you have a solid running game. But would I be surprised if the 49ers won? No, but that's asking an awful lot. Ariel's joining the show tonight. That's him. Buster, you want to do, Bust? Hey, man. Hey, bro, thanks for joining us. Tell us about the project you about to drop tomorrow. Okay. Okay.
Come on now. Talk to me. Oh, yeah? Man, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Listen, if you want to work together now, I've been in the lab a little bit working on my lyrical skills. So if you want to have, you want to do, a special duet, or something, man, I'm here for you.
They can.
Oh, listen, that ain't what you want. Listen, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see me with a mic in front of me. That's what I do. That's what I do. Right. Yeah. Hey, it sounds good. Just listen. Just make sure.
Hold on, Ocho. Hold on, Ocho. Hold on, Ocho. We're trying to get to connect right now, Buzz. Hold on, just a second.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. I like that kind of talk.
Okay. Yeah. We good? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look who joined the chat. That's our guy, Busta Rhymes. Everybody know him. That's Buzz. What it do?
Good word, Shannon. How you, family?
Boy, I'm great. Life is good. Life is good. God is good. God is great. It's amazing. I'm busy. I'm working. But what we want to talk about is this project that you got dropping on 11.
It's 11/29/24, November 29th, 2024. We dropping this new album. It's called Dragon Season. I'm officially announcing this for the first time on your show. Ochocinco salute. Shannon Sharpe salute. Congratulations also on winning the award for the biggest podcast ever on the BET Hip Hop Awards and all of that.
We got to get you on, Buzz, though. We got to get you on, bro.
We cannot even complete this year without me coming and sitting in the throne and wearing that crown and talking that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's what
looking forward to it. And I salute you, generals, tremendously. And thank you for having me on tonight to talk about this new album and all of the greatness that's going on with all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Ocho say he want that smoke. Ocho say he been in the lab with a pen and a pad. He say he looking for
I'm listening. I'm listening to all of this talk. It sounds great, though.
Listen, it's one thing. It's one thing I always do, but you know me. I like to talk it, but one thing when I do talk it, I do walk it. Now, when you put a mic in front of me, my penmanship is phenomenal. My penmanship is phenomenal. And if every time I visit New York, I go around Harlem. I go to the Bronx. I go all the boroughs to try to find all the battle rappers just to put them in their place. And they lucky. If it wasn't for football, I'd probably be the best lyricist of all time. And that go for you too.
Yo, I got to laugh at that. That shit sound like a fancy song. I'm still trying to get right. It sound good. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, like I was saying a little earlier, and I'm really not into being like a type of dude to repeat myself because I ain't no parrot, but I like to reiterate shit. I'm with every type of smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on the verses. And I want you to know, Ocho, I'm gonna bust your shit front, backwards, sideways, left, diagonal, acute angle, obtuse angle, however way you want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the cigarette smoke.
I just want to know what type of smoke you with, though, Buzz.
I'm with the cigarette smoke, weed smoke, the forest fire smoke, house burning down smoke, whatever type of smoke you want, I'm with it. So with that being said, you want to still stay on this particular topic? Because you're going to lose in this conversation alone even before we get to the bars and shit. Or you want to start talking about something else? Come on, Ocho, what we doing?
No, listen, one thing you're not going to do, you're not going to out-talk me. You're not going to out-talk me. That's my game, and that's my lane. I've always been famed for doing just that kind of game. So however you want to do it, we can do it. Huh? So when I'm done with you, gonna be a shoe with no laces. This ain't what you want, bro.
Damn, boss.
Wait, say that one more time. Say that again. Say that again, bro. I didn't hear that too much.
This is my game, and I ain't talking about no fame. When I'm done with you, you're gonna be a shoe with no laces. I'm gonna have you grabbing your fingers by your faces. Man, don't play with me, man. What you talk about?
Boss, your head in your head, boss. Oh,
man. Yeah. What you want to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you better than I could tell you after I finish plugging this project.
Okay.
Once again, everybody in the whole planet, please be clear. Busta Rhymes, I'm not taking my foot off the gas pedal. Nobody can breathe. Fresh off of the Out of This World tour with my sister Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, my sister Sierra, my brother Timberland. One of the most incredible and successful tours for the entire 2024. I gotta also just let it be known that my brother's Tribe Called Quest and my beautiful sister Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop, R&B, and soul, all just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this last Saturday.
Congrats.
All of these names have been a part of my legacy, and I've been deeply interwoven into their legacies, and all of them have, in some way, shape, fashion, or form, molded me to become and evolve into what I am currently. And all of that is being put into this new album, Dragon Season, dropping 11/29/2024, Thanksgiving night, the morning of Black Friday. Y'all all know what to do. We're not playing no games. We ain't showing no mercy. And, I think everybody just start, just rethinking they plan and start readjusting what their next move and their best move is going to be. Because, like I said, prisoners is expensive. When you competing, I just want to put them in the ground. You ain't got to harbor nothing. You ain't got to shelter nothing, clothe nothing, feed nothing. Just put it in the ground. So that's really what we're going to do when it comes to this music. And in that aspect, everybody just need to just be careful because they know what time it is when it comes to Busta Rhymes.
Yes,
we got love. We're going to be givers of love. But when we respectfully competing, smacking DNA out of everybody's pores of their skin, that's really what the bottom line is when it's all said and done. Real talk.
I like it.
So, Bus, going back, because you come up in an era where guys competed. Guys, you saw LL and Kubo D. You saw guys going at each other. So you had no problem with what transpired this summer with Kendrick Lamar and Drake.
Oh, absolutely not. I thought it was great. I thought it was like for the sport and for the art of respectfully competing, battles could be very disrespectful. And for us, as long as it stays on the music,
wax.
It's fun, it's entertainment, and it's also, still sharp and steel because it can happen to anybody. So, if you're really in this thing and you're trying to classify yourself as a thoroughbred MC, just make sure at any given time when somebody call your name and want to make sure that you about what you say you about, that you can handle your business. And that's really what it is. And it just was great to see it. And it actually, to me, might have been probably one of the most incredible battles that I've ever seen since the inception of the hip hop culture. Bro.
I had Fat Joe, and Fat Joe said he was disappointed with J. Cole because they called him off the porch and he didn't come. Joe says that when somebody call you off the porch, you got to see what they're talking about. So Busta, somebody called Busta off the porch, you go?
There ain't never been a time that I'm not going or that I haven't went. You feel me? As a matter of fact, if there ain't no vehicle to pull up to the goal, then the Uber or the Lyft better be on deck. We pulling up. You better believe that shit. I look forward to shit like that. And I enjoy it because, again, as long as it's respectful competition and everybody know we ain't going to take it beyond that, I live for those moments because I come from the era when it wasn't no, it wasn't no internet and it wasn't no social media platforms. And, you really didn't even, it wasn't even about the mixtapes. It was just about when you outside and motherfuckers see you and they could spit. If a motherfucker, no matter where you was at, you could be in front of a pizza spot. If a dude want to pull up and start carrying on like he wants smoke, you gotta be with this shit. And that's the way that you actually got your buzz. It was word of mouth. It was people actually being in the moment in real time, watching motherfuckers get busy as real MCs. And that's what I come from. I don't know it no other way. You know what I'm saying? I still live by that. I don't fix what ain't broke. I ain't here to change no rules. I ain't here to abandon the foundation the shit was built on. I might add a few floors to the skyscraper, but we gonna stay with the foundation this shit was built on, though. You feel me?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bus, as being an OG, give us some of your inspiration, because you in the era, you from the NYC, you from where it started. So who were some of the guys that Busta looked up to? Is like, man, I like that. That
list is long, but I'm gonna go through a few of the names. Rakim, Slick Rick, KRS-One, Run DMC, LL.
Yeah.
Chuck D. Biz Markie. And I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna move a little forward. Let's go from that generation to the generation after. De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Das Effects,
One Effects,
Far Side. You know what I'm saying? Diggable Planets.
Yes.
Let's say Slum Village from the D, Detroit.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next generation. Let's go to Eminem, Kanye.
Yes.
Even Pharrell, because everybody thinks Pharrell just make beats. Pharrell is one of the most venomous MCs when he's ready to put his pen to the paper. Got to salute Snoop Dogg all day, every day, even on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg is dangerous as hell with it too. And let me just big up J. Cole. Let me big up Kendrick. Let me big up Tyler, the Creator. Let me big up, did I say Slick Rick earlier? Okay.
You did. Slick Rick was in that first group. He, KRS-One, Rakim.
Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, man. I love some of these new MCs too from the now generation. Like, I'm a fan of Connie Diamond. She's incredible to me. I'm a fan of, I hope I'm saying his name right. This brother's name is Ochocinco. He's like one of them underground MCs that is one of the most lethal MCs that I've heard in a long time. The incredible female MC and just dope MC, period. Rhapsody. Missy Elliott, my twin. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the first female MC to ever be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to this day. You know what I'm saying? But beyond just MCing, she produced, she's responsible for writing songs for your favorite artists, some of the biggest records to this day. That's why I don't see Missy Torrance too much, because Missy getting so much bags from writing everybody else shit, she can sit at home and chill with her feet up all day. So salute to Missy too. And I gotta big up Rod Digger, the first art.
Rod.
Gotta big up Rod Digger. She's unbelievable. And the one thing that I like about these female MCs, which is, it almost feels like an injustice to call them a female MC, is because I know a lot of dudes that don't even want no smoke with them. So they just incredible MCs. It ain't even about them being females, but you know, we say that because that's just the term that we was raised to describe our female MCs as. But if you're really asking me, I just think that they dope MCs without the prefix of the female part added to MC. I just think they are really some of the most dangerous pens and overall just brilliant minds and genius artists, period. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, my list is long, and I'll keep going and going and going. There's also another new artist by the name of Trillion that's incredible to me. You know what I'm saying? BK Gutter, T Money, J Doe. It's like I just like to keep my finger on the pulse of everything and just pay attention to all of the different MCs that's not only surviving the test of time, no matter how the music or the culture or the genre or the sound, not the genre, the sound might change. Because that's a testament to the resilience and the consistency and the ability to evolve of the elder statesman and the veteran artist. But I love to make sure that I'm in tune with what's new and fresh, because at the end of the day, I also realize that as a elder statesman myself, you can't put a timeline on greatness. You feel me? And we got to show them better than we could tell them. When we say that, we got to prove that we able to mean that by not only being dope in every era, but being in tune and being aligned with every era of the game. I got people blowing my phone up, seeing us on this stream right now, wilding. Everybody want to call me right now. Niggas, leave me alone. But in any event, my thing is what is extremely important is that we walk in our purpose and we embrace the newer artists and we give them the information and we school them and we lift them up and we support them and make sure that we are establishing a gelling and a glue and a bridging of the gaps and killing that narrative about how, you know, we ain't really, the respect ain't there the way it's supposed to be. The respect is there tremendously. I think the people that's creating that narrative is the ones that's afraid of that mutual respect that our generations have, because they know we're going to empower them and make it less likely for these culture vultures to rob them and take advantage of them. So, you know, I'm a big advocate of not only doing it myself, which is why I work with a lot of dope new MCs, but I'm a big advocate of making sure that my peers that are also elder statesmen do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got to big up Queen Latifah, big up Sha Rock, one of the first female MCs ever. I'm bugging. I'm leaving off names. As they come to me, I'm going to just start blurting it out. But, you know, that's something that's important primarily to me at this time in my career, walking in our purpose and making sure that we there for the new artists the way they was there for us. Like Chuck D gave me my name. You know what I'm saying? Chuck D gave us the name Leaders of the New School. Big Daddy Kane used to let me come to his crib and ask questions. He put me on his albums. You know what I'm saying? He put me on his Prince of Darkness album and let me rhyme on a joint called Come On Down with me and Q-Tip. You know what I'm saying? These brothers really was like, they gave us guidance. They helped give us the understanding that you got to move a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You got to rep the culture a certain way. This shit got to be done with integrity. You know what I'm saying? It's almost weird because it's like at that time, if an MC wasn't really a MC that was respected by the culture or had the right credibility, you know, we're not like that now. But back then, we were so pro the culture and the infrastructure and the laws and the principles and the morale and trying to be on the right side of the moral compass of the culture, that if you wasn't thorough as an MC in the culture, we could be in the same spot. Motherfucker want to introduce you to him, you wouldn't even want to go get introduced to him, because you ain't even want to be seen stand next to nothing that got whack juice on it. You feel me? So it's kind of like, it's the same thing now, but not as intense, because we understand it's a different day, it's a different time. But it's always important to encourage MCs and artists that, you know, a lot of artists, they do the rap shit, and they're not really looking to be no MC and deep dive into the whole thing about overthinking lyrics and being super surgical with the bars and all of that. Because again, it's a different time, and the simpler thing is working for a lot of people. And when it's working for them, it's hard to tell them to fix some shit that ain't broke for them, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because they get in the bag doing it their way, boss.
And I respect that. And they could be doing some bullshit in the street.
Right.
So I'm going to support anything that anyone is doing that is going to be pro-life, pro-self-preservation, pro-giving other people opportunity once you're put in position to be the opportunity provider. But we also got to make sure that we uphold the integrity of the culture, because we got to make sure people is coming in this shit and doing shit that's going to add to the culture. Add life to it, add integrity to it, shift the climate in a productive way. Make sure that we could all still be proud of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't just come in here and try to use this shit just to get what you want for you. Make sure you're doing this shit with that intent, but also knowing that this shit that is helping you get everything for you, it's because of it why you're able to get all of this shit for you. So make sure you be mindful and give a lot back to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's
Buzz, I want to ask you this, Buzz. You collab with a lot of people. I mean, Janet Jackson, that song that you had with Janet, and you've collabed with a lot of people. Are there any who's out there that you haven't collabed with that you'd like to jump on a beat with?
I would love.
Ocho got his hand up, Buzz.
Yo, Ocho, you sure you ready, bro?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because we could do this record, like I said, though. I don't want no friendship with you while we in the booth, bro.
Okay.
All right, so as long as you respect that, then we gonna get in this stew and we gonna cook something.
I respect that. I'm ready.
All right, let's get to it then. Y'all stay tuned for the Busta and Ochocinco collab.
Yeah.
All right. So now,
hey, I want you to do him too now, Buzz. Do him. Don't let him. Hey, don't turn him loose.
Yo, Shannon,
do him.
I live by what I say. My word bond regardless of whom or what. So I'm telling you, you're gonna see it. I'm gonna show y'all better than I could tell y'all. And when he get his ass busted, I still put the song out. because the disclaimer, I'm putting it out there from now that we're not going to let Chad do this. Hey, yo, no, we're not going to let Chad, let Chad do the shenanigans where it's like after he get his whole shit disintegrated in the booth. You know, we're not going to let him do the, hey,
get
yo,
him, boss.
You know, I don't think the song should come out because, you know, I don't know if I'm really proud of my performance. So no excuses. There ain't going to be no copping please. There ain't going to be none of that, bro. So whatever we end up with, if you want to go back and rewrite, that's fine. You know, I done did songs with artists where we send each other the verses, and you know, when one motherfucker feel like they're getting cooked, they go back and they start adding shit, and then you know, when you feel like you got to go back and
I don't have to do that, bro. I'm a chef. I've been cooking. I've been cooking 56 years. What you talking about? I got exquisite penmanship.
Get him, boss.
I got exquisite penmanship. What you talking about, man?
I mean, I'm trying to see what you talking about. Everybody know what I'm talking about. I've been talking and showing improvement for 34 years. I ain't seen shit from your side of the motherfucking fence, Playboy.
Where you at? Where you at right now?
Right now, I'm in the West Coast, moving and shaking. You know, it
okay,
don't really matter.
I'm on the West Coast. I'll pull up on you right now. What's happening?
Okay, cool. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get off this. When we finish with this, I'm gonna let you know what studio I'm at, because I'm actually going to the studio right now after I finish.
That's what I'm talking about.
We going to the studio now. I got the session started since 8 o'clock, bro.
Okay.
So that's what we doing. I'm gonna see you tonight.
Wait, hold on. You in LA?
I'm in LA, bro.
I'm in LA right now. I'm in Westwood.
Good. You 5 minutes from where I'm at. I'm in Westwood.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, boss. Get him, boss. Get him.
I'm in Westwood, bro.
Yeah.
So y'all heard it first. You know, Shannon said who's the MCs that you ain't worked with before that you want to work with. I guess, you know, Ochocinco was the first one that I ain't worked with that we talking about now. So that's number one on the list. I haven't worked with Big Sean yet. You know, I haven't recorded with me and J. Cole. We got something, but I ain't put it out yet. So, but you know, I still want to do more work with J. Cole. I'm a big fan of J. Cole. I'm a huge fan of Kendrick. I did work with him, but I want to do more with him. But I definitely want to work with Connie Diamond. I definitely want to do some work with these brothers called Coast Contra. They some new MCs from the West Coast, and they are phenomenal. It's like I see myself in them when they get busy. Want to definitely work with those brothers. Like, it's like the way they perform and the way they animation. It's like I see young Busta Rhymes when I look at them. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely want to get busy with those brothers. So big up to Coast Contra. There's a bunch of new dope MCs that I want to get with and really cook some dope shit in the studio with, and maybe even just executive some of their projects, executive produce some of their projects. You know, just be able to be even if you're not actually collaborating on records together. I just feel like with all of this incredible information that I've been blessed to receive over the years and throughout time, I just want the opportunity to just share that shit. Give the dudes and the females, the artists that's really doing their thing, the opportunity to just take this information and make it theirs and evolve that shit into something else that's even more magic for the culture. That's the type of shit I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
But let me ask you this. Give me your new NYC, your New York, Mount Rushmore. You get four heads, Bus. You get four. Put four on there. Who you got?
Nas is number one. Rakim is number two.
Okay.
I got 2 spots left.
You got 2 spots, Bus. Make it good. KRS one. Big Daddy Kane. You got LL. You got Hove. You got to come on with it.
Why is it only 4, man?
That's because that's all we got on Mount Rushmore.
Shit is hard as hell.
I tell you what I do. Since it's you, I give you 5 spots.
All right,
give you
cool.
5.
Rakim, Nas, Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane, that's 3. You got Biggie. You got Hove.
Do I
KRS-One. You can include you the damn right you
can. Busta Rhymes is on that motherfucker. And the last one is it's going to have to be a toss-up between Hove and Big.
Okay.
I like that.
It's going to have to be a toss-up between Hove and Big. Word.
You know what? I got one question before you go.
All right, King.
What's the best advice you received throughout your career? The best advice you received throughout your career, and who gave it to you?
The best advice that I've received out of my entire career and my life, for that matter, was that the Most High has blessed me with every single gift imaginable and unfathomable. And don't ever be selfish enough to sit your ass at home and wait for that same God to come and give you food, because you already have every blessed gift that could be bestowed upon you to go and get it for yourself and so many others. And once I realized that, I was told, understand that power, and it comes with great responsibility, because you are made in the likeness of the Most High, which means you are almost like the Most High. Go out there and show the people and show the world better than you could tell them that you are in the likeness of the Most High. Period. And that came from my mom's, from a Christian perspective, because she was Seventh-day Adventist Christian. She is Seventh-day Adventist Christian, excuse me. She's still here. Rest in peace to my pops. But I also got that from this brother that was a part of the 5% Nation of the Gods and Earths, and his name was God Khalifullah. And when I was around 12 years old, I used to watch the Transformers on TV before I went to school in the morning. And I used to watch Voltron and shit before I went to school in the morning. And these cartoons would come on like between 7 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock. It's just like a half an hour each. So like, you know, when you're sitting in the crib and you're looking at the TV and you seeing the Transformers, for example, and you see Megatron and he flying down from space and all these superpowers this robot got, and Optimus Prime and Soundwave and Starscream and all of them, right? And then you're looking at these dudes with these names as these robots on TV, and they super powerful. And it's the Transformers. But then you leave out the crib and you go to the little store on the corner, and all of the corner stores in the hood was owned by like Spanish dudes, and we ain't know everybody's name in the deli, so everybody's name was Pancho. So we'd be like, yo, Pancho. It could be a female. We'd be like, excuse me, sweetheart Pancho, could you get me some Charleston Chews, or could you get me some bubble yum candy? Or, you know, so what would happen is the guards would be in front of the store early in the morning, and they would be over there with names like Lord Victorious and Supreme Justice and Magnetic Divine. And, you know, these names reminded me of the Transformers and shit. And then they was talking about how fast the sound travel and how much the earth weigh, and what's the total square mileage of the planet and the total square mileage of land and water. And I was looking at them like, what, y'all come from outer space? Y'all talking about how much the earth weigh? They ain't teaching us this shit in school.
Right.
Where y'all getting this shit from? And they was called the gods. And this is where I was learning a lot of things from that nowhere else was teaching young Black youth at the time about who you were as Black people. And it was important to me that I latched on to this information because it felt like I was really being powered up like a Pac-Man video game when you eat the power pellet, because I had information that I was storing just from listening to these dudes talk that would take me to school, or that I would go to school with. And I would start questioning teachers and the shit that they was, you know, whatever their curriculum was that they was teaching. And it didn't matter if it was social studies or science class or math. And I would really get into some shit like, why you teach us the same shit about Frederick Douglass and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X every month? Why you won't teach us about these brothers that I know about from the street corner, from these brothers that I'm building with or that I'm seeing building with each other? And why you always talk about, you know, things that it's like a repetitive thing, like it ain't even about the growth. It's almost like you're forcing a stagnation on us, because you ain't teaching me shit that's really useful in anything in life. Like, it would just intrigue me. So I would question shit. And then it would seem like I was being the disruptive child in school. And I was being disrespectful to the curriculum, and I was being told to stop interrupting and stop asking questions. And it just made me feel like, all right, this is really not a pro-me establishment, but, you know, we're going to still go on. We're going to do what we got to do, but I'm going to get this information and I'm going to apply it and I'm going to share it through the other ways and the other abilities that I have. So from making music to making sure that I get to communicate with my peers and share the information when I see them, making sure that I'm able to give it to the generations after me. That's how I feel like I'm doing my duty and fulfilling my obligation with walking within my purpose in life. And I just feel like it's important to apply that even outside of that level of information and science. When it just comes to common sense and right and wrong, share that shit with people so they have the right perspective, because, 30 seconds of impulsive emotional shit that you can't, or that you're not controlling the right way at the time, could become a 30-year sentence in jail. Right. So, as my brother Shabazz would always say, that 30 seconds of not controlling your emotion that could put you in jail for 30 years, learn how to just master that. And a lot of times it just takes a good couple of conversations to change the whole dynamic of someone's perspective and way of thinking.
Bus, we got to get you out of here on this one because we got someone else in the chat. We appreciate it. Go check out Bus. He's dropping his album 11/29/24.
Dragon season.
Thanksgiving.
Dragon season.
There
Dragon
it is on
season.
your screen.
Yes, indeed.
Dragon season. Bus, we appreciate it. Hey, TV, film, music career, continued success, my brother, and we'll see you down the road.
Salute.
Thank you, Chad. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Chad, for real, send me that line. Let's get in the studio. Don't run from me now, sucker.
I got you. I got you.
Get Buzz. Get him.
Salute.
Appreciate
Love
that,
y'all.
Buzz.
Love.
Guys, we got another guy in the chat right now. Is he ready to go? Jordan. Okay. We got another guy in the chat. No, we good. He says 2 seconds. We're 2 seconds away. Guys, we really hope you guys enjoy Busta Rhymes. Met Bus on a couple of occasions. He's unbelievable. He is a man of his word. Hey, just like you hear him talk, that's him. That's his voice. That name Busta Rhymes, there was an actual guy named Busta Rhymes. He was a running back at the University of Oklahoma. I remember him. Oh, there he is. We got the guy in the chat. What it do, Miz? Man, we're unbelievable.
Very good. Very, very good. Thank you guys very much for having me. Appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. We understand that you're very, very busy. So talk to us tonight. You're getting ready to hype up. They got a big event that's happening in 25, WrestleMania. And it's going to be bigger because they seem to get bigger and bigger and better every single year. So talk to us about it.
Yeah, WrestleMania 41 tickets are on sale tomorrow for April 19th and 20th. Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. We're taking it over. Not only does WWE go to Las Vegas for just WrestleMania, it's literally SmackDown on Friday, and then Saturday is WrestleMania, Sunday's WrestleMania, 2 nights, and then Monday's Raw. Not only do we have that, we have NXT Stand and Deliver, WWE Hall of Fame, WWE World, which is very interactive. The Super Bowl was in Las Vegas last year. We saw that platform and what it did and what kind of party that city knows how to do.
Yes.
And WrestleMania said, you know what? Super Bowl can do it. We can do it twice. Yeah. So it's going to be something special. It's going to be something to remember, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Most definitely. Listen, Miz, you and I, we had our little interaction, little quarrel a few years ago, but the Miz character has always been larger than life. Everything you do, the way you carry yourself, your aura, your energy has always been larger than life. How much of that is real and how much of it is performance?
A lot of it's performance, to be honest. Like, my kids don't look at me and go, actually, it was weird. My daughter unfortunately broke her ankle, and she had me like sign her cast. And I was like, what do you want me to sign it? Do you want me to sign it Daddy or Mike? Right. And she was like, The Miz. And I'm like, my daughter doesn't really watch. She's 6. You know what I mean? So she understands the lights. I'll let her watch the entrances or if I actually win, because she only likes it if I win. So it's interesting to see them start to get into it. And then my other daughter was like, saw my action figures and she like wanted them. And I was like, oh, she doesn't want Barbies. She wants daddy action figures. And I was like, this is amazing. So my daughter was wrestling myself with 2 action figures. It's pretty incredible. So at home, I would say that my wife, my daughters don't really look at me as the Miz, but once I get out there, once I hear my entrance music, you guys know how it is. When you're on the football field, it's the same way. You turn it on. You're 100%. You're locked in. You're loaded. You're focused on what the job is at hand. And my job in the middle of the ring is to entertain an audience, to make sure an audience has a moment that will stand the test of time, that they will remember for the rest of their life, that 20 years from right now, when they're watching that moment, that they go with maybe their mom or their dad or whoever, they're going, remember that time we had that moment where the Miz locked eyes on me and he started yelling at me out in the crowd and I started yelling at him back. Remember that? Like those are the little things that you can do to make sure that people have the moment that I feel like they should deserve.
How special is
like
it?
when you guys were on the football field, don't you think you turned on like a character? Like almost like there's something more to it than just, Chad, he
was Ocho. Miz, how special is it for your daughters to be old enough to know what you do? And they kind of appreciate it because your daughter says, I don't want you to sign it as daddy. I don't want you to sign it as Mike. I want you to sign it as the Miz. And your older, is the daughter older, the other one that liked the action figures?
She's younger. She's a year younger. So they're 5 and 6.
But to see and to know what daddy does, that has to have a special place in your heart because your kids are old enough to know what you do.
It does. Whenever like my song will come on, like say if we're in the car and then I'm on shuffle and my song comes on, she goes, "Daddy's song." I'm like, yeah, that's my entrance music. Yeah, it's mine. It is. There's something about like your daughters, I don't know, not necessarily like, I guess looking up to you and, you're their role model, right? You're the person that they look at as a man and how you treat my wife, how I treat other people. They're going to emulate that. And so it's nice to like today I had I had media all day, but I made sure that I had time to go. We had a teachers conference and, I had to make sure that I wanted to be there because I want to ask questions. I want to know what my daughter's like in school. She doesn't really like to tell me. Like after school, I'm like, what was your favorite part of the day? What was the most fun thing you had? And they don't want to talk about anything. So I just let it be until they're ready to tell me. So to hear a teacher say that she is so helpful, she is amazing, she's learning well, and to hear it received. And one time, a girl was looking for a pink pen. She had no idea. Maddie didn't even talk. She just went and got the pink pen and gave it to the girl. It was the sweetest thing. I was like, that's my girl. That's my girl. I'm doing something right. Because as a dad, you never know if you're doing it right. You always, to be honest, I always feel like I'm doing it wrong. I always sit there and go, man, I can't mess this kid's life up. Like, oh, I didn't mean to use my big boy voice, but you were kind of just digging. And I was like, no, stop it, please. Yeah. Oh my God.
But you do know this, Miz, you're the first man your daughters will ever love. Yeah. There'll be some after you, but you'll be the first.
Yeah. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is.
It really is. It's something like when they first were born, it's like a new piece of your heart opens up. Like everyone always says, like, you don't know what it's like until you have kids. You don't know what it's like until you have kids. And it's so true because you can sit there and say, no, I get it. It's like, no, you don't. Like if you're not watching them constantly, they will do something that will harm them. And you have to keep an eye on them at all times. And then everything you do, they will emulate. So if you're rude to someone or if you're mean to someone, they're going to pick that up. So you kind of watch and check yourself at all times. Now, I don't think they should watch my character in WWE because The Miz is very egotistical, arrogant, and a little cocky, if you will.
Matter of fact, speaking of your character, listen, you played both the face and you played the heel throughout your career. Now, I'm curious to know, being that you've done both, which role do you prefer and why?
Oh, you kidding me? What do you guys? I mean, what would you guys rather be? A good guy smiling and shaking hands and kissing babies, signing autographs, or the big bad heel, the bad guy that walks in? That's the villain.
I was always the villain, and I enjoyed. I embraced that role of being the villain. Not being liked, always being the bad boy, being the bad guy. I enjoyed it, but for the most of the part, when it comes to wrestling, what do you think is better?
I didn't look at you as the villain, by the way. I looked at you as the star. When I saw you on Hard Knocks and saying, "Child, please," I was like, "Star, That guy, bona fide
Right,
star.
okay.
When you're cutting and dicing people up and making touchdown catches, star.
Okay.
I don't see a bad guy. I don't see a villain. And I don't see a villain in myself. The audience sees a villain, and they can see all the villain that they want. But I always look at myself as the hero, as the person that is to triumph. I'm the ultimate underdog. I'm 6 foot nothing. I'm 200 nothing pound. I'm from Parma, Ohio. I should not be a WWE superstar and one of the most decorated WWE superstars. But here I sit, the first ever 2-time Grand Slam champion in WWE history. Not Hogan, not Austin, not Rock, the Miz.
Talk it.
Yeah, I guess I like being the bad guy, even though I don't consider myself the bad guy.
So when will they release the lineup, or when will you know who's going to be on the card at WrestleMania?
We always start releasing lineups more towards the Royal Rumble, and that's usually around January, February. Our tickets go on sale. Everyone knows that every WrestleMania is bigger than the next. Last year was the biggest WrestleMania ever. I believe there was 145,000 in attendance both nights, and the most watched WrestleMania ever. I think, in my opinion, it was the best main event WrestleMania ever. Seeing Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship, finishing his story, the story that the late great Dusty Rhodes was never ever to get, the title he's never ever to get. His family finally got it. It was a beautiful story, and Cody's been doing a tremendous job. We have tons of huge superstars now. Like it feels like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but for me, the Attitude Era was everything. Yeah. You know, growing up in high school, Austin, Rock, the D-Generation X, it was awesome. Everyone always talked about it, right? And I've been in WWE for 20 years, and I didn't get to experience that. This feels, the way the energy is in the locker room, the way the energy is out in the crowd, it feels like a new day Attitude Era, and I'm having a blast with it because it feels like, as we call it, everyone's over, which meaning every time a person walks out, they get a huge reaction. I mean, you know how it is. Some teams get like crickets. Like the Carolina Panthers are getting crickets right now. They can't even get people in the building. Like nobody wants to watch them. So there are superstars, or have been superstars, that would walk out. Maybe people didn't know them really well. People didn't like them and didn't even care. It's like, bathroom break. Now there are so many superstars that we call quote unquote over, that it's very hard to get on a WrestleMania card. So you asked who will be on the card. We know it will be John Cena's last WrestleMania.
Yes.
And this isn't like Motley Crue saying this is our last final tour, and then a year later they're doing another stadium tour. This is when John Cena says something, you better believe it. And John Cena has been a staple in WWE for a very long time. He has been world champion almost, I think he's second in number of times he's held the title. And he is the poster child, and he is the example that you want to be as a WWE superstar. He's a person that's first on the list to do all the media. He's number one in Make-A-Wishes. And he literally is the hardest worker, dedicated, amazing in the ring, amazing on the mic. And even our fans would critique him at times and be like, oh, Cena's overrated. Cena's overrated. I've been in the ring with him. There's no one better. There's a reason we call him the GOAT, and superstars call him the GOAT.
You headlined your first WrestleMania against John Cena. What was that moment like? Because you're headlining WrestleMania. That is your Super Bowl. It doesn't get any bigger in wrestling than WrestleMania, and you're headlining against what many believe is the greatest wrestler of all time in John Cena.
And in that moment, so I was the WWE champion. John Cena was the fighting babyface, right? And then The Rock comes in for the first time ever, in 9 years, hasn't been seen in WWE, hasn't talked about WWE. And when I become WWE champion and I get to headline WrestleMania, The Rock comes in and he's feuding with John Cena. Now, these are two huge megastars that have had time to really be the biggest they possibly can as a superstar. And then there's me, who's trying to get up to that level. Like, I needed time, I needed effort. I got the WWE championship, but luckily, like, I felt my promo skills and my ability to gain heat really exemplified what that main event could be and was. And it was incredible. And I beat John Cena. So yeah, like I'm putting my name in the hat as a person that would love to face John Cena at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, because I'm 1-0 in main events against John Cena at WrestleMania.
Hey, that's dope.
Now, will that happen? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, listen, when you think about all you've accomplished, when you think about all The Rock has accomplished, you think about all that John Cena has accomplished, what would you say to the young wrestlers or the entertainers who are looking to make a name for themselves and follow in the footsteps in the path that you three have done? What do you tell the young wrestlers and entertainers?
The best advice I've ever gotten was from a superstar named Billy Kidman. And it was interesting. So I saw him at a party in LA, and I was an up and coming, like I was in the independent wrestling circuit, which is like the double A of like baseball.
The minor leagues.
That's what it is. It's the minor leagues, right? And so I was training and trying to become a superstar. And I went up to him, I said, what's your best advice? And his advice was stick with it. And it sounds so easy. Right. And when I said stick with it, he goes, yeah, it's think about it. Think about all the things that can take you away from becoming a WWE superstar: relationships, money, area, all these different things are all in your mind, and they play tricks on you. When you're sitting there and you're in these minor leagues. And at that time, I was on The Real World and I was doing challenges. And so I was like on TV, and I felt like, and then I was also doing that. I was doing improv classes, acting classes. I was like, why isn't WWE taking me? I don't understand. If they're not going to take me now, then when are they? Maybe they'll never will. Maybe I'm not big enough. Maybe I need to grow my muscles. So I got a nutritionist. I had a trainer, and it just nothing. Everything I did didn't feel like enough. And so there's so many ways, like, you're just going to go, you know what, maybe I find another avenue. Maybe I find a different job or a different thing, or something takes you away from your passion, from your love. So stick with it was the best advice I've ever gotten. That, and then for younger, like kids, when they come up to me, I want to be a superstar, I always tell them, find a character. Find a character that you think can relate to an audience, that an audience can react to. And then also start cutting promos. And I don't care what you cut promos on. Go in the mirror and start cutting promos on yourself. When you're stuck in traffic, and if you're a kid and you're in the back seat and mom's up there, you can start cutting promos on people in traffic, on anything and everyone. So I always say practice, because I'm a person of habit.
Being from Parma, Ohio.
What do you guys tell like NFL rookies coming in?
Go ahead, Ocho.
Discipline. You got to be disciplined. Everything you just said, it all comes down to discipline. Obviously, the same concept of sticking with it, but you don't have no choice but to stick with it. As a rookie, in order to, once you get in that door, the process of trying to be great at something, it starts all over. You're starting from scratch,
Is it with wide receivers? Is it speed that they fail, or not knowing the plays, or is it not being able to cut? What is it that if a first rounder? I remember Corey Coleman was a first rounder for Cleveland Browns. I was like, oh, got one, yeah. The next year he was gone, and I was like, how does this happen? How?
The transition
to the Browns of all people.
The transition is very difficult. Even regardless of where you go, from a first rounder to an eighth rounder, there's an expectation for you. And to live up to those expectations are very difficult, because once you make it to the next level, you're part of the 1%. When you're part of the 1%, everybody is good. Everybody's good. So
what did you do? Like, so you were in the wide receiver room, obviously. What did you do that separated you from everyone else? And obviously there's God-given talent, right? But also I feel like there's something more that both of you did that everyone else wouldn't or couldn't do.
Well,
is that safe to say?
Yes.
In a sense, I think for me that there was God-given talent, but there was hard work, a lot of hard work that I also put in, that was overshadowed by the fun and the antics and the celebrations, and that was okay. So you obviously, for me be able to pull some of the stuff off that I did, the extracurricular activities, I had to work my ass off to be able to pull it off, to talk and be able to walk it every Sunday for a decade straight. And then obviously when it came to my route running, that was what I was known for. So I when it comes to receivers, you have to have one niche. You have to have one niche that makes you special and separates you from everybody else. So my niche was my footwork and my ability to run routes, to run very, very fast and stop on a dime and be able to transition and accelerate in less than 2 steps. And that was always my thing.
Yeah, I think the thing is what I tell them is I said never mistake habit for hard work. Because people sometimes think because you do something over and over, you're working hard. And so never mistake those two, because there are two separate things. And the analogy that I like to use, I say, you see people go to the gym for 10, 15 years and their body never changes. They're going to the gym out of habit because they're not hardworking, because we know, we've seen the transition that when you work hard, working hard doesn't guarantee you anything, but without it, you got no chance. And I also tell them there's no balance between greatness. There's no balance in greatness, because either you want to be great or you don't. Because you're going to have to sacrifice something, Miz. You got to sacrifice something. You write down your goals on one side, and then you write down what you're willing to sacrifice in order to reach those goals on the side.
Nice.
And if you're not willing to sacrifice to reach those goals, so whose fault is that? That's yours. And the Ocho said, you got to be willing in order to do what others can't. You have to be willing to do what others won't or can't. That's how you become that, because you have to be willing to do something to set yourself apart. Ocho said, yeah, I had God-given ability, but Ocho worked on that. He worked on his footwork. He worked on being able to transition to get in and out of breaks. Therefore, he became the player that he became. But a lot of people just think, like Ocho said, you're at the 1%, but everybody's good. Everybody got talent. God blessed everybody at that next level. I mean, you talk about 8 billion people, there are 1,500 people that do what we do. So you've got to set yourself apart in order to get not only to get there. That's the start of the journey. People think that's the end of the journey once they make a professional sport, make it to the WWE. That's the start of it. That's the easy part, is getting there. The hardest part is staying.
You know what the hardest part was? Being WWE champion and trying to get it back again.
Yes.
That was like when you reach the top of the mountain and you feel like you're untouchable. And then literally the next few years, I got a reality check of like, I have to elevate everyone else around me as well. People just don't elevate me. I need to learn how to elevate everyone else around me. So now it's a whole nother responsibility that I had no idea I needed to have. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess I wasn't prepared for that. And now you gotta, and it's always learning. Like even at 44 years old, 20 years in the business, I'm still learning. And I'm learning from the younger guys as well, because some of them are very fast, very, very agile, can do certain things. And maybe they don't know where the particular place is to place those things to get the biggest reaction from the crowd. And so that's where my knowledge can come in. But they keep me going. Like, I'm like, ooh, I can keep up with this kid. I can keep up with this kid. Like there's some people, some new talent coming into WWE that I look at and I go, man, I can't wait to wrestle this guy.
Right. Miz, you mentioned the Browns. So you're a Browns fan.
Big Browns fan.
What do you think about the Browns this season?
You know, I started off with going on Rich Eisen's show and saying we're going to be undefeated the entire year and we're going to the Super Bowl and we're going to win. And the first game in, I texted Rich and I go, yeah, I was a little off on that because they just haven't looked like a team. There's something off about them. And I'm hoping, and I don't know if I'm hoping that Chubb coming back last game, he got the rust off. And I really feel that Chubb is the heartbeat of that offense, and everything goes through Chubb. And so with the defense that they have, which I think they have amazing cornerbacks, they have Myles Garrett, one of the greatest ever in defensive players ever, in my opinion. And then you get Chubb back in there. I think they can start making a run. And I went on Eisen today and I said that we're going to go undefeated from now on. So that's the type of Browns fan you have right here. I am always optimistic,
a delusional one,
positively optimistic.
Well, if you ever leave the Browns, you can go join the Cowboy fans because they're delusional like you are if you think y'all gonna go undefeated and win the Super Bowl.
What happened to the Cowboys? They just don't have a running back? Is that what it is?
It's a lot of things. Not a running back. They're not very good on either side of the ball. I think the thing is, if they weren't the Cowboys, we'd like, oh, okay, they're a bad team. But because they're the Cowboys, we kind of make excuses for them for why they're bad instead of just saying they are bad.
All right, who's a good team? Like a solid team?
The Ravens, the Lions, the Chiefs.
You know what's weird? Mahomes hasn't even played, like, everyone's been saying he hasn't played that well. But they're undefeated. Is that a culture that they can play, like, okay? Like Travis hasn't been blowing people out of the water either.
No.
And they just win. So is that a culture? Is that what the Browns are missing?
They have an outstanding defense, and they have a quarterback that when he has to make a play and he has to play good in a particular drive, he does. So he picks the best moments to play his best football. We absolutely got to have a drive. He'll go get a drive together. They'll go to touchdown to take the lead, or they'll get in field goal range.
Out there right now that are like that can do that. Maybe not at a Patrick Mahomes level, but at least like I can work with this. This guy can do it
consistently.
Lamar,
yes,
Lamar Jackson. If I had to take, I would take Lamar behind Patrick Mahomes, and then I would probably take right now this year. I would take Jared Goff next. Then I would take Josh Allen. Those would probably be right now if I had to take someone.
What do you think the Jets' problem is?
They're depending on a guy that is not what he once was, and they pinned all their hopes. See, he has to be great in order for them to win, because they were counting on him like their defense is going to hold people to 10 points, 13 points. But what happens when they don't?
Yeah.
And so they can't consistently put drives together, and he's turning the ball over at a rate that we've never seen Aaron Rodgers turn the ball over.
It hit Wilson on the literally chest, like one of his. I mean, I was like, how does that even his fault? Like, it's so interesting football. It's like inches, like today, like Thursday night game. I mean, I literally watched Darnold get face masked and taken down, and there's no foul. And then the game's over. And I went, no, we have a minute 42 seconds left. They can go down. Like, I'm not even a Vikings fan, but I was ready for a 2-minute like drill and see if they can actually make a comeback. And he was standing right there. The ref was literally 3 feet away. How do you miss that?
You can't. You can't. But he did.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, obviously, he was going to get, they get judged just like, obviously when you're wrestling, you get scouted, you get judged. I'm sure the official at the WWE said, oh, well, Miz, you probably should have done this when you did that, and so forth and so on. So officials get judged, and if they get judged, obviously, you want to make the playoffs and potentially make the Super Bowl. But if you make too many of those egregious calls, you're not going to be in the NFL for long.
I don't think Cup's getting traded either anymore. You can't trade them. They're 3-4. They're one game out. There's been talk all week. Pittsburgh's been excited.
I said the same thing earlier. I think if they went to 2-5 or something like that, then the trade would have still been on.
Even though that's like Stafford's best friend.
Yeah, it's business.
Oh yeah,
I mean the Jets literally brought everyone from Green Bay for Aaron, and they can't keep Stafford's great wide receiver.
Nah, the cost, they don't care about no best friends. Not in that situation. Now, you do things if you want to get a player. Obviously, they wanted Aaron, and so they signed Lazard. They've signed, they went and got Randall Cobb also. Then you see they traded for Devontae, Tay Adams. But in this situation, they're like, nah. And I still believe if somebody comes along with a high enough draft pick, Ocho and I was discussing this earlier, Miz. I think if somebody comes along with a high enough draft pick, I still think they move it.
Move Cup?
Yeah.
Second round?
Well, I heard they wanted a third for him.
So now you're thinking if someone comes and says, we'll give you a third, you think they would do it, or you think it's got to be a second?
Yeah.
They would do it on a third? No way.
Yeah.
It's Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. But he got a big price. The thing is, they want a high draft pick, and the team, they're gonna want somebody to take the entire salary.
Is
they don't want to pay any
draft pick really that high anymore with the NIL?
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone's staying in college.
Nah, NIL don't pay the kind of money that the NFL pays. You remember Caleb Williams? His dad talking about, well, he might stay in college. They ain't got no $40 million NIL deals.
True.
Well, Miz, man, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on everything that you've accomplished. Good luck. Hopefully, we see you at WrestleMania. It's going to be in Vegas this year. So hopefully Ocho and I get a chance to come check it out. I look for. I've never been.
You guys
to a
have an open invite. Please come down. We'll see you guys. Thank you guys very much for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro. Enjoy
Later,
the
guys.
rest of the evening. Man, that was great. We had Busta Rhymes on The Miz. Man, that's unbelievable, man. It's great, Ocho, to talk to people outside of kind of what we do. You know, we're football players and we love talking to football players. But when we get Busta, that's in the music and that's in the hip hop culture, rap. We get Miz that's in WWE, or we get a basketball player, or we get next week we're gonna have Griffey on, because we're gonna talk a little bit of the World Series. So we're gonna have Griffey Jr. on. And so the thing that we try to do, Ocho, we try to give you obviously we talk sports, but we're not as versed in baseball as Griffey would be. So he can tell us the things that we should look for, what's transpiring, why the Yankees are up, why the Dodgers are up, why the series is tied. Because I don't know if we've had a World Series. I can't remember the last time that we had but we had the two best players in the game that's facing each other. You got Shohei, you got Aaron Judge, you got Soto, you got Mookie Betts, you got Freddie Freeman, you got Garrett Cole, you got two iconic historic franchises.
Carlo,
so it doesn't really get any better than this. So it would, probably like when the Celtics were playing and you had Bird and Magic facing each other. You had the two best players and the two most iconic franchises going head to head. And so that's what we're asking for. That's what we ask for. So it's always great to talk to people outside of the sport of
Hold on, I'm plugging my charger up because my computer going dead.
All right. Cowboys kicker Brandon Aubrey mispracticed on Wednesday with an unprecedented injury report designation. Jury duty. Aubrey is serving on a 12-person jury in a felony assault case in Tarrant County, Texas. The Cowboys reportedly tried to get Aubrey excused, but he insisted on doing it. Ocho, have you ever had a teammate miss practice or game due to jury duty? I have not, because normally they get out of it because of, who you are. I mean, everybody has a civic duty to do that, but normally a lot of times they'll excuse the person from jury duty because they're so high profile. Now, obviously there have been high profile people to serve on jury duty, but a lot of times what the team they'll hire an attorney, and they go down there and speak on the player's behalf, and the court system will normally allow them to, like, okay, you're off this. But he wanted to do it. He wanted to be a part of a jury that of this felony assault case, which is, like I said, I've never had a teammate to miss practice or miss a game, because, like I said, normally team hires an attorney, they go down there and speak on the player's behalf, and the player gets off jury duty. So have you, Ocho, ever had a teammate to miss practice or a game because of jury duty?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That has never happened. During my tenure in the NFL, nothing to that magnitude. Anytime players have missed practice, it's been because of personal reasons, with family, birth of a child. But that's pretty much it. I've never had anybody actually miss a game in general, during my time. But it's always been a family emergency, death in the family, or someone having a child, and it was always during the week when that happened. Never on a game day.
Ocho, DeAndre Hopkins kept it real during his first press conference as a Chief. I haven't played meaningful football in a couple of years. What are your expectations, DHop, for the remaining of the season?
Oh man, Hop finna eat, man. Hop is finna eat. The juju that we just saw last week, a week before last, before he got hurt, that had 120, 130 yards. That is what's going to happen with DHop. DHop catch everything under the sun. DHop can catch everything under the sun, and with the creativity and the scheming that Andy Reid does with that offense, and putting players in position to make plays to continue to move the ball up and down the field, and Mahomes' accuracy, man, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly, and we're going to see the DeAndre Hopkins of old. We're going to see flashes of what he was able to do in Arizona. We're going to see flashes of what he was able to do when he was in Houston. And he's going to put everybody on notice and let them know, regardless of his age, he can still play ball if put in the right situation and he's given the opportunities to make those plays.
Brock Purdy says he doesn't call audibles at the line of scrimmage. He said the answer to what the defense may present is already built into the play.
That is true. Okay, not when he says it like that, that is true. So whatever the set is, based on what the defense does, there's always an open man. There's always an open man on every single play. But that's a testament to Brock Purdy and knowing what the defense is running and what he sees pre-snap and what they do post-snap, and knowing where the ball where the ball has to go. Now that's a lot you got to work on. Most of the time, when you come out the huddle, you got 2 plays anyway.
Right.
And based on what you see in front of you, you got to make a check. Sometimes you hit your helmet like this, you got to make a check. There has to be a check. What do you mean you don't hit audibles? Right. You have to audible.
Well, I agree with you, but I think because he was Mr. Relevant, it's hard for me to see. Now, as he gets a little older, I think they'll allow him to check at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, I see what you mean. You don't think he has the freedom to do so yet. So whatever they call, you just got to stay with it. Okay. Okay, that's understandable too. That's
he's telling or when he goes to his helmet to do this right here, that's the audible.
That's why I said, why are you saying the audible? And I've seen you do it countless times. Right. Listen, if you got a run call play in the defense that they have presented, knowing you can't run the ball, what's the first thing you do? You checking up out of it to whatever the second play is, you call it an audible.
All right, Ocho. Now it's time for our last segment of the evening. It's time for Q and A.
Hey, that's crazy. Hey, you know, I got a what you call it? What? I done went from Miami to Philly. Film Wednesday, went from Philly Wednesday to Houston yesterday for my daughter's coronation, and went from Houston to LA today to do the Rams Viking game. I'm on the red eye tonight to do the MLS game in whatchamacallit. Matter of fact, you know what? I forgot to say that. I forgot to talk about that too.
Well, Nicer, Ocho, check this out. Nicer said, hello, Shannon Ocho. Ocho, please reconsider pulling up on Busta Rhymes. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Ash wanted me to pass along. She just gave your number to Busta Rhymes. So.
That's good, because my red eye. My flight is at 1:30. 1:30 in the morning back to Miami. So I'm finna pull up on Bus. Bus don't know me. We know he know me very well. He doesn't know the lyricist that I am. He's never seen that side of me. So I'm gonna surprise him when he see that side of me. And he finna get this money. He finna get this work.
Danny Littlejohn says, Sharpe Ocho, why doesn't the Steelers get the respect they deserve? They're tied with the Ravens for first place in the AFC North. Ocho, why don't the Steelers get the respect they deserve?
I think they're gonna. I think they do get the respect. They do get the respect they deserve. But I think all the noise and the talk about the Steelers has always been the quarterback controversy. The quarterback carousel. That's where all the attention has been going on. Obviously, the Ravens, they started very slow at 0-2, and it went on a goddamn tear since then, and looked like the best team in the NFL. And so I think as Russell Wilson continues to look and do what he did last week, then I think the attention to the Steelers will transition from the quarterback to hello. They're second in the AFC North, and that's probably when the conversation will change, and they will get the credit they deserve.
I agree. Billy Skywalker, Ocho, you were more comfortable outside because you knew Ray Lewis was on the inside.
I like that. I like where you went with that. What you fail to realize is all my catches were in the inside. I just didn't prefer lining up in there. I preferred coming in there from the outside in. You see where I went with that? Huh? Yeah.
Dominic Quintana, hey Uncle, I've always wanted to know your opinion on John Mobley back in the day. Mo was great. Mo he didn't have the name of some of those those other linebackers that played in his era, but he was sound. He could play the pass. Obviously, he was great against the run. He was Grady showed up, did what he was supposed to do. Mo was great. I love being his teammate. He made All Pro 1 year, had over 150 tackles. John was a good player. He was a very good player. Edgar Rojas said, "Great show tonight, Unc and Ocho. Thank you. Thank you to the guests and team tonight as well. Can you please wish my brother Jose happy birthday? It's his 32nd birthday. He's a massive fan. My question is, what's your favorite Halloween candy?" Well, my favorite Halloween candy damn sure ain't candy corn. That's some bullshit. That's whack. Let's go ahead. Let's wish Jose Jr. a happy 32nd birthday. Jose Jr., your brother Edgar wanted to wish you a very happy birthday, happy 32nd birthday from the Nightcap, Unc and Ocho. Hopefully you had a great birthday today, or if it's tomorrow, hopefully you're with family and friends celebrating, doing something great. So Jose Jr., happy 32nd birthday.
Happy 32nd.
My favorite, I'll do the little bite-sized Snickers. I'll do Reese's Cup. I'll do Almond Joy. Anything except that wax, that candle wax, which is candy corn and damn licorice.
What candy corn, the real deal? I bet you eat black licorice, huh?
No.
Okay.
Hell no.
Yeah, I love me some candy corn, boy.
No, that's wax. That ain't number candle wax. Melt it down and watch you to get the candle. Stick a wick in it. Hey, nah, hell no. Nah. Who eat candy corn? Nobody but old people and kids. Ain't nobody in between eating no damn candy corn. You got to be between the ages of 18 months and 6 years old to eat candy corn. Or you got to be 72 to 105.
I've been eating candy corn since 1983, boss. Every Halloween. I look forward to it.
Gilberto Guapo, yo, Unc and Ocho, who are y'all favorite wrestlers growing up? Mine, HBK, Y2J, Rey Mysterio, Jeff Hardy. My bad. Y'all already got these questions. I've been in and out. Man, I grew up with the old school. Look, I don't really know. I mean, I know a little bit about the WWE guys now. Obviously, you know, I knew The Rock wrestle, and I know Roman Reigns, and I know Cody Rhodes and Cena, obviously Miz. But I grew up way, way back when wrestling was regional. Georgia Championship Wrestling. You had Mid-Atlantic. You had Florida. I grew up with that. So I grew up with the old guys, the Dusty Rhodes, the Bobo Brazils, the Ox Bakers, Sergeant Slaughter, Baron Bromlaski. Yeah, man, I grew up Mr. Wrestling 1 and 2, Andre the Giant, Crusher Blackwell. Yeah. I grew up Ricky Steen, all those guys, Ocho. That's what Gordon Soley, who's the greatest host ever. It is not even close.
My favorite wrestlers during my tenure or my day, obviously Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Jimmy Super Flash Snooker, the Ultimate Warrior. I mean that's three off the top of the head. I could go with Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan, you know, the names that everybody knows, but those three were those three were three of my favorites.
Yeah, see, I'm going back. I'll go back with Mr. Fuji, Taro Tanaka. Oh, I'm talking, man, Pac Song. Man, man, look here. Junkyard Dog.
I'm talking
about, yeah. You know, like I said, Ox Baker with the heart punch. Man, my grandfather used to drag us all around. We went to Vidalia, Baxley, all the shows. We used to go to Savannah because they all came to the Civic Center in Savannah, Georgia. And then, like I said, wrestling wasn't big like it is now. So they came to the little local. I mean, you see like somebody like Andre the Giant, and you see some of your favorite wrestlers in Baxley, Georgia, or Vidalia. They come to the Civic Center in Savannah. So, but my grandfather was a big wrestling fan. My brother and I, we were big wrestling fans. We tried to move on each other. It was great, but I loved wrestling. I don't watch it as much now. Well, I don't have time. I don't really watch now because I'm so busy, Ocho. Now we got 5 days a week. I got 2 shows a nightcap. I mean, first take a week, and I'm still taping 1 to 2 shows a week with Club Shay Shay.
Matter of fact, I'm tripping. I forgot to tell people about tomorrow.
That's tomorrow?
Why the reason I even got to take a red eye and get up out of here tonight, because I gotta do the broadcast tomorrow for Messi first playoff appearance. Matter of fact, everybody in the chat, listen. I promise I'm not gonna get emotional. I know I'm always on here crying and stuff, man. But I want to thank all of you. Obviously, I want to thank everyone at Apple for giving me this opportunity and giving me this chance with this gig being my 57th 11th job. As you know, tomorrow, October 25th, is the MLS Cup playoffs, the start of it. Messi, arguably, or probably is one of the greatest players to ever play. He's making his first MLS postseason match against Atlanta United tomorrow, and I'll be making an appearance on the broadcast. So I'm making an appearance on the broadcast during the game. So listen, this is it's small steps. You got to crawl before you walk. So with me making a small appearance, hopefully it turned into bigger appearances down the line. But I need all of you to make sure you download Apple TV and watch. Download Apple TV and watch. It's free. You know how I am. I love free stuff, so it's free. So make sure you watch your boy on the broadcast tomorrow, and let me know who you got winning the cup. All right, tweet me and let me know. Appreciate y'all, and I see y'all tomorrow during the game. Inter Miami versus Atlanta United. Okay, my bad. Yeah.
G Durant X10 Ocho. Did you end up swimming with the orcas?
No, I haven't. Swimming with orcas is still on my bucket list in the wild. It's going to happen. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. There's going to be some great content that we're going to be able to capture, content that we're probably going to play here on Nightcap. Two things can happen. I'm going to have a successful dive in the wild, in the open, free, becoming one with the orca, or they can turn on me and things don't go well.
Yeah. You're gonna look like a seal.
That's fine. That's fine. And if there was a way that I would want to go out, and you can tell that story of all the things I've done, and you know what? Chad went out in a way that only he could. And that is being eaten and killed by something that he is enthusiastic and passionate about. And that would be one way to go.
I want to go out doing some friendly hunting. Hell, they don't Unc. But that didn't say no Unc. But Unc went out, man.
He went out the right way, huh?
You went out the right way.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Nah, I don't want to go out like that, man. I don't want my kids to know, their old man went out like that. My sister, man, everybody go be embarrassed. Not me, though.
Oh, man.
Qwerty says, Shannon Sharpe, I appreciate you so much. Qwerty, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. Tay said, what up, Unc 85? Y'all have any haunted house memories?
Damn, boy, I ain't been to the haunted house in years, man. Matter of fact, right now in Orlando, they have all Halloween Horror Nights. I haven't been able to enjoy Halloween Horror Nights because I'm always, on the go during football season.
On the go.
So I haven't been to the haunted house in years. And when I was able to go, I don't even remember. I'm just being honest, man. But
yeah, I ain't never been to a haunted house. I have never been to a haunted house. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining us. That concludes our episode of Nightcap. Thank you guys for joining us. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button. I am your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe. He's your favorite 85. He's the Bingo Ring of Fame honoree. Liberty City's on the Pro Bowl of the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson, also known as Ocho. Guys, make sure you subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Every subscriber counts. Thank you guys for helping us take over the chart, but we need your help to continue this run that we're on. Make sure you check out Shea by La Portier. We have it in stock, and if we don't have it in a city or a state near you, we can order it, and it's probably going to take 2 to 5 days because we have it in stock, depending on where you're ordering it from. Please go follow my media company page on all platforms. That's Shay Media. And my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. The Unc Ocho tees are back in stock. And our newest release drops Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So in the next 11 and a half hours, 11 hours and 45 minutes, we're going to have a drop of new Nightcap merch. Thank you guys for your support thus far. And hopefully you continue to like the products that we put out and you continuously like our show. Again, I am Unc. He's Ocho. We're off until Saturday. We'll see you.
I love y'all.